Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that didn't just make headlines, it completely reshaped our daily lives. I'm talking, of course, about the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's jump in and see how this all happened and what it means for us now.
It all really boils down to one huge question, one that became terrifyingly real for every single one of us. What actually happens when a brand new illness wraps itself around the entire globe?
Okay, so before we dive deep, let's get the language right. What even is a pandemic? It's not just any old sickness. It's the official term for when a disease doesn't just stay in one place, but crosses borders, spreads internationally, and ends up affecting a huge chunk of the world's population.
Right. So how does something that starts off as a local problem blow up into a full-blown global crisis? That's what we're going to look at first, that journey from a cluster of cases to a worldwide event.
And this is a really important point. You've probably heard the word epidemic thrown around. Well, an epidemic is a big deal, for sure, but it's usually stuck in one country or one region. A pandemic is when that epidemic basically gets a passport. It goes global. That scale is the key difference.
All right, so every pandemic has an origin story, right? For this one, it all starts with a completely new virus making its debut on the world stage, SARS-CoV-2.
And it's super important to know we're talking about two different things here. The microscopic troublemaker is the virus itself, SARS-CoV-2. It was only the 7th type of coronavirus we'd ever found that could infect people. The sickness you get from it, that's what we all call COVID-19.
And wow, the speed at which this all happened, it's just staggering. Think about it. The very first case is identified in November 2019. By December, doctors in Wuhan, China, are starting to see this weird new pneumonia. A month later, just 1 month, the World Health Organization declares a global health emergency. And by March 2020, that's it. It's official. We're in a pandemic.
So what was the secret sauce? Why did this thing spread like wildfire? Well, it all comes down to how it travels. It's incredibly sneaky. It basically hitches a ride on the very air we breathe, inside these tiny little droplets that fly out when someone coughs, sneezes, or even just talks. You can breathe them in, or you can pick them up by touching something and then touching your face. It's a ridiculously effective way to get around. Okay, so you've got this super contagious virus. It's really just a matter of time before it goes global, right? This next part is all about how the world woke up and realized what was happening.
And this is where our modern connected world kind of worked against us.
Think about it. International air travel. It's the engine of our global society. But it also became the virus's personal superhighway. It just hopped on a plane and jumped from Asia to Europe to the US, and within a few short weeks, it had a foothold on pretty much every continent.
So the world had to react, and fast. The response was, well, it was something nobody had ever seen before. Governments just scrambled to pull the emergency brake. We saw travel bans, quarantines, and then the big one, lockdowns. Billions of people told to stay home. Schools shut down, businesses closed. It was like the entire planet tried to just stop.
But you can't just hide from a problem like this. It wasn't just about shutting down, it was also about fighting back. So let's look at how science, and all of us really, rose to the challenge. And just like that, our whole world changed. We all learned a new language, didn't we? Social distancing, flattening the curve. Our daily lives became a checklist of new rules. Wear a mask, wash your hands constantly, keep your distance, make sure there's good airflow, and of course, the big one, get vaccinated. These simple things became our weapons in this global fight. And this next part is honestly one of the most incredible parts of the whole story. In a scientific sprint that was truly unbelievable, researchers all over the world worked together. And in less than a year, they developed, tested, and started rolling out multiple effective vaccines. Just an absolute triumph for science.
And to put that achievement into perspective, just look at this number. By the end of 2021, we're talking about more than 8 billion vaccine doses given out in over 197 countries. I mean, can you even wrap your head around the logistics of that? It's just mind-boggling.
So even with this amazing scientific response, the pandemic left its mark, a deep one. In this final section, we're going to explore just a few of the ways our world was completely transformed.
The economic hit was just brutal, and it happened almost overnight. The numbers are almost hard to believe. We're not just talking about a few jobs. We're talking hundreds of millions of them gone. In just the first 9 months of 2020, the world lost something like $3.5 trillion in income.
And for some industries, like the arts and creative fields, it was an absolute catastrophe. But it wasn't just about the money, was it? Our everyday lives were turned completely upside down. Suddenly, your kitchen table was your office, your kid's classroom, and a movie theater. Online shopping just exploded. Remember the toilet paper shortages? Yeah. Restaurants became delivery services, concerts, plays, everything, just gone, or moved online. The entire rhythm of our lives just changed.
But in the middle of all this chaos, something really strange happened, something unexpected. While humanity was on pause, the planet seemed to take a deep breath. With far less traffic and industry, air pollution levels just plummeted. You could actually see the difference from space. In some places, pollution dropped by half. It was a shocking and temporary glimpse of our impact on the Earth.
But through all of this, the science, the economics, the changes, we have to remember the real cost, the human cost. This number, this is the count of confirmed deaths as of May 2024. And every single digit in that number was a person, a life, a family left behind. It's a staggering and solemn reminder of the true toll of this pandemic.
So there's no doubt about it. The world changed. It tested everything: our hospitals, our economies, our communities, even our patients. And it leaves us with one massive, critical question we have to ask ourselves. Now that we've seen what can happen, what did we actually learn? And will we be ready for the next one?